has the potential to create market-moving volatility. This has created a risk-on environment. This increase is attributed to the expectations of lower interest rates. Welcome to the weekly market analysis with EggChief. If you're looking to stay ahead of the curve and navigate the markets with confidence, you are in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the economic calendar, exploring key fundamentals that can shake up the markets, and analyzing crucial trading charts to spot potential patterns. Whether you're new to trading or a seasoned pro, stick around to get the insights to make informed decisions in these volatile times. Let's get started. This week's economic calendar highlights several key events that could bring significant volatility to the markets. On Tuesday, August 27th, the Civic Consumer Confidence Report will be released, which can impact the USD depending on how consumers feel about the economy. Moving on to Thursday, August 29th, we have a packed day starting with the German preliminary CPI, which will set the tone for the euro. Later in the morning, the US preliminary GDP and unemployment claims reports will be released. The GDP figures will give us insight into the US economy's growth, while the unemployment claims will be closely watched as an indicator of the labor market's health. Finally, on Friday, August 30th, the markets will focus on the Eurozone CPI flush estimate, which could influence the euro significantly. Additionally, Canada's GDP-M report will be crucial for the CAD, and the US core PCE price index, the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation measure, will also be in the spotlight. Each of these reports has the potential to create market-moving volatility, especially if the data deviates from the expectations. Traders should keep a close eyes on these events and adjust their strategies accordingly. Now, I'd like to talk about the most important fundamentals of the last week, as we've had a very interesting week for the equities market, all thanks to the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve Jerome Powell made remarks suggesting a potential interest rate cut in September, leading to a surge in financial markets. This has created a risk-on environment, where investors are seeking higher risk investments like Bitcoin, stocks, or even gold, all of which have seen significant gains. The S&P 500, Dow Jones, and Nasdaq closed higher, while Bitcoin surpassed the key resistance level of $63,000. This increase is attributed to the expectations of lower interest rates, which generally favor higher risk assets. Market experts indicate that if the Federal Reserve cuts rates, it could provide additional momentum for Bitcoin and other assets in the coming months, though they also warn of potential underlying risk that could arise in the short term. Additionally, altcoins benefited from this optimism, with most tokens in the top 200 recording gains. On the other hand, if we focus on the gold, next week, gold prices are expected to continue rising, according to both Wall Street experts and retail investors. This week, gold fluctuated within a range of $2,500 per ounce, reaching a high of $2,531 on Tuesday. Economic data such as US unemployment claims influenced price fluctuations, but Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech reinforced the idea that the Federal Reserve might prioritize the weak labor market over persistent inflation. Most analysts and traders see a favorable environment for gold to reach new highs, though some suggest the market might be in a short-term consolidation phase. Now it's time for the charts. First of all, I'd like to talk about the US dollar index. Most important thing to know is that the US dollar index has reached a significant objective that was located in the zone of 106.17 points. After this, we can see a clear recovery from that zone, and probably we're going to see an upward movement for the US dollar index. One of my main objectives for this week, if we're talking about an upward structure, is to try to reach this level, which is based on the 50% of this fair value gap. So I will look the price to reach the 101 and 111 points. So throughout this week, we can see the US dollar index to recover to this point of the chart. After this, if the price continues to move upwards, I think the next objective for the price, at least for me, and considering these liquidity zones, are 101 and 625 points for the US dollar index. And listen to me, it'll be difficult for the price to go down before reaching these objectives, at least this fair value gap that I told you before. Finally, if we see a strong upward movement, I can set these objectives too. First one is a fair value gap located here in 102 and 560 points. The next objective for me is this lower high located in 103 and 227 points. And well, if we see the movement continues to go up, I think one objective could be 103 and 725 points for the US dollar index. Now we continue to the SP 500 index, and well, which is the most important point that is closest to the price, maybe is the last maximum, which is located in $5,669 for this index. This is the zone that I will wait for the price to reach, maybe manipulate, and after this trying to do a downward movement. So maybe if you want to set here an arrow, I will set it like this. After this movement, we can see that the price could go to $5,480, $5,364, and $5,280. All of these prices can be set as objectives if we see a downward movement this week. Let's continue with the euro. The euro reached one of the goals we set with the Spanish YouTube channel last week. It was located in 1 and 11,399 points, and the next most important objective for me should be to reach 1 and 12,758 points in this zone. So in this chart, which is 4 hours, I will try to see this objective as one of my goals if I am trading longs. Finally, we have here Bitcoin, and well, we can see here a manipulation of this price of this high, which were located in this zone. So after this manipulation, we could see that the price is trying to have more liquidity, to have some gas. So most important objective for the next hours, maybe of the next days, should be to reach $62,942, so we can have enough gas to try to make a new movement to reach these prices. The first objective for this week, once we have enough liquidity to make a new upward movement, should be $65,000 with $50, and the next one should be $65,593 and $66,837. Those are my objectives for this week if you are trying to trade with Bitcoin. So there we are. We have an interesting week ahead, and I think that the most important day of this week should be Thursday, because we have lots of fundamentals that can move markets and generate lots of volatility. We'll see you in the next weekly analysis with our broker, Active. Bye bye.